Hi, it's Belinda from Bella Crafts, and today I'm going to show you how to make a 3D daffodil. This is our daffodil display. So you may have a few of these lying around. You will need a toilet roll. If you haven't got any, you can always make it with some card, any colour, because you can always paint it. It's just rolled together and then glued. You want to just paint one green, any colour green, doesn't really matter. And then what you want to do is find either freehand some daffodil shapes, or there's lots of templates online that you can use. I've got some leaves here, stems, the daffodil, things like that. But you can obviously add whatever you want to. And then all I'm going to do is use this stem, and I'm going to glue one of the daffodils on to the top of the stem. Some of this I've already prepped, so we're just going to stick this daffodil onto the top. Now, to make your daffodils look a little bit more 3D, if you get a piece of foam or something soft, you can then, if you lay your daffodil on, I've got an embossing tool, but you can use the back of a spoon or your finger. But if you rub the ball around the centre, you can see it sort of springs to life and it looks a little bit more 3D, so it's got a bit of texture there. Just going to do it with this one as well, so it's not just flat, it's got a nice sort of flowery shape to it. Of course, you can do this with any flowers you want to, and then the other thing I'm going to do is add a centre. The centres could be buttons, tissue paper, glitter, anything you want to add. So I'm going to put that on there. So I'm just going to dab a bit of glue in the middle. We'll add some tissue paper today, just to give it a bit more definition. There we go. And of course, any colour, doesn't have to be sort of traditional daffodil colour. It could be anything, any colour you want to. Right, scratch it all up. I'm going to pop that in the middle. Right, then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw some glue lines all the way along your tube. Obviously this one's dry. I'm going to stick this one here, and it's probably easier if you put your daffodils on first. What I'm going to do is just line it up so it's sort of directly behind that one. I kind of know where I need to put them all. Let me pop this one on. There we go, and this should brighten up anywhere really, or a nice little gift to give somebody. There we go, I'm going to just do the other one here. Might get a bit fiddly the more you put on. And make sure you just use plenty of glue. A little trick if you want to hold them in place is just to peg them in place, but they're quite thin, so they should glue quite quickly. This, all I'm using is sort of thin card. You could probably use paper, but a card may be better. So you can sort of see it taking shape already. And then what I'm going to do is I've got all these leaves that I'm going to stick on as well. So what I'm going to do is paint the leaf just through the centres. Stick these on. Again, these could be any green colour. Could be multicoloured, could be a rainbow pot of flowers. That might be nice if you want to do your own. You could send your pictures in to us as a greeny colour pot. There we go. And you can stick as many or as few leaves on as you want to. It's entirely up to you. This is your artwork, so there's no right or wrong. So it just gives it a bit more around the base, as you can see. Again, you can use your pegs if you want to sort of glue it in place. And then the other thing that I've done is, if you wanted to do that, is just to add some sort of grass to it. So I've got some green paint in here, and all I'm going to do is throw a bit of cotton wool in. Sorry, I've got really sticky fingers from the glue. Right, let me just wipe my fingers. And then all you do is you mix it up, and you want to just coat your cotton wool in the paint. Now, because it's nice and sunny today, I'd probably leave that outside to dry. And then once it's dry, or even I think mine that I did earlier is probably still a bit wet, but anyway, I'm going to put quite a lot of glue on the bottom, and then I'm going to just grab some from over here, and then I'm going to just stick it onto the glue. Now this glue that I'm using will dry clear, so it doesn't really matter if I've used a bit too much. Again, you could use a darker green, you could use a lighter green, doesn't really matter, but it just gives it a bit more character again. So, can get a little bit sticky and messy, and that is our craft for you, isn't it? There we go. There we go. And you've got a little daffodil display. Thank you.